Hi everybody, I am back with another book review. This week I am talking about The 7-Year Slip. This book is so popular, so many people have read it. I feel like it's been all over Book Talk and Facebook and everything, and it was on my TBR. It was on, I guess, my radar for a very long time. I knew that this book was popular. It seemed like it was up my alley. I've never read anything by Ashley Poston, and then eventually I kind of caved in and I put it on my TBR and I read it. It was a very good book. It's one of those kind of easy reads where it's just entertaining. You breeze right through it. The characters are entertaining and loving, or lovable, I guess. And I don't know, I enjoyed it. There are a number of other books that are very similar to this, though, and I wanted to go through them really quick. So I think the closest comparison that I could think of was In 5 Years by Rebecca Searle, or This Time Next Year, which was from Sophie Cousins. All three of these books are very much the same vibe. It's kind of quirky, fun romance in a way where there's two ships kind of passing in the night, and they have so many different opportunities to fall in love and hit it off and forge their connection, and for some reason it just doesn't happen the first or the second or the third time. It happens when it's meant to happen. So those are the two books that, as far as the kind of faded love / supernatural element, I thought they were kind of similar. Although I don't believe there is a supernatural element in, what was it? In This Time Next Year. This Time Next Year doesn't really have a supernatural element, but it has that sort of repetitive meeting that's going on, whereas this one, there is a little bit of a supernatural element. There's like a dream thing going on. Anyway, those are both very good. Two other books that I thought were similar, as far as just kind of two ships passing in the night, and I don't know, the way the characters are written, are both actually Taylor Jenkins Reid books. The first of which is One True Loves, and the second of which is Maybe in Another Life. Maybe in Another Life is very interesting because it plays out two different scenarios at the same time. So you start the book, she's going to a bar with her friend, and then she has this kind of fork in the road moment where she either leaves the bar with her friend or she leaves the bar with a boy that she dated in high school and that she kind of wants to reconnect with, and you get to live out both scenarios. So I thought that was really interesting. And then this book, The One True Loves, it's about a girl who goes off, gets married, starts her whole life, and then all of a sudden her husband goes missing. She reconnects with a previous love and then finds out, wow, my husband's actually alive. So she also gets to live out two different scenarios, but in a very difficult way. Anyway, let's talk about The 7-Year Slip. Basically, it's about a magic apartment, if that makes sense, which is one of the reasons that it reminds me of the other one, In 5 Years. They're very similar. They're both about a quote-unquote magical apartment, I guess, except for this one, it's more of she sees an apartment in a dream, and it ends up being her apartment in the future, but she doesn't know it yet. But anyway, so basically it's about a magic apartment. The main character, Clementine, which is a fun name, she gets this apartment that she inherits from her aunt, and her aunt told her this story about how the apartment will send you either forward or backward in times, but exactly 7 years. Nothing more, nothing less. And that she fell in love with a woman who lived in the apartment prior to her, and they never really got to meet, and it was kind of like this star-crossed lovers sort of situation where it's like, we can't really be together because we're living at two different times and such and such. She inherits the apartment, and she gets sent 7 years back in time to where she was in a very different place in her life, and she meets a man, and she ends up really falling for him, and they really connect, and they really hit it off, and they're kind of like meant to be together. However, she can't figure out a way to make it work, and then she ends up meeting him in her current timeline, and she doesn't know what to do. She doesn't know if he knows about the apartment or if he even remembers her for that fact, and then just kind of chaos ensues. It's a very, very good book if you want something easy, if you want something entertaining. It's one of those good cheesy romance that just kind of give your heart a little tick of energy, I feel like. I don't know, it was great. I wasn't expecting the kind of magical twist because, again, I don't read the descriptions on the back of the books, so I wasn't expecting it to be this kind of like time travel romance-esque thing. I was expecting from the 7-year slip for it to be about a married couple, because that's like a common phrase, the 7-year slip. You get 7 years into marriage and all of a sudden like somebody slips up or whatever, or things get weird. So that's what I had in my brain when I picked the book up. But anyway, that's what it's about. It's very entertaining. It's a very good book. I would recommend it. If you've read any of those other books, you would probably enjoy it. I feel like Taylor Jenkins Reid is a very popular author, and a lot of her books are similar in the way that it's like a star-crossed lover sort of situation. So if you're into her, you would enjoy that book. Next, we're going to talk about Did You Hear About Kitty Carr? And I did start this one. It's very interesting. It's very poignant and time sensitive, or maybe not time sensitive, but it has a lot to do with some current political and social issues that are going on currently, but also have been going on in U.S. history forever. It has to do with racism and different things like that. I am very excited for this book. It also does kind of time hopping. Right now, the vibe that I'm getting is very Evelyn Hugo crossed with The Vanishing Half. So I'm really interested to read this. I'm going to talk about this one next week. So if you've read Did You Hear About Kitty Carr, or if you've read The 7-Year Slip, let me know your thoughts and feelings, if you liked them, if you felt the same way. Am I in for a ride with Kitty Carr? Let me know.